hold your applause real fast. All right, we're gonna get there because it is me. It is I. I am the greatest there is, the greatest there was, and the greatest there ever will be. I am greatness personified. Myself. Yes, yes, Stoney greatness. And I am here with the man of the hour, the myth, the legend, the activist, the author, the philanthropist, the educator, the innovator, the electrifier, the empowerer, the educator. I said that because it's twice fold. He has a doctorate.
Okay.
So show some respect and bend the knee because they come from all across the world to see the man who wears the crown that hangs 2 inches from the ground. Oh, yes. He is your king. He is my king. He is King Kevyn.
What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of the GreatMines Show with King Kevyn and Stoney Greatness. We're excited to be back with another good conversation. This one is very much wrapped up into a lot of things that's happening in pop culture, or people that are associated with pop culture.
Sadly,
on some level or another.
Mm-hmm.
You know, throughout. Wait, let me make sure I got this right. Okay, yeah, we'll do that first.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah, so we like to we like to have a good time here. So we like to spread some good news here, on occasion, even though we like our drama and our trash and our gossip and tea and everything, if you want to be all, lingo-ish and stuff. But yeah, so we like to start out with some good news, mention some good things about people, good things that's happened to people. So for those of you that don't know, we like to watch a show called P-Valley. Okay. And if you watch P-Valley, then you're familiar with the security guard, Diamond. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then we have the new DJ, because the young boy DJ that worked there in season 1, he blew up, in the show, became this, famous, music DJ person. So now they went and hired this, big old voluptuous chick with, big old barangos and big old booty. They call her Big Bone on the show.
Okay.
All right. Well, the actress or the actors, because that's what they are now, actors who play Big Bone and Diamond, all right, are actually married in real life. Named Tyler Lampley and Miracle Watts. All right. So they recently welcomed their son, Xile. I think that's what it's. I think
XILE with a little accent over top of it.
Mm-hmm. So I think it's Xile.
Is that Xile?
Xile? I don't know. Let us know in the comments how it's pronounced.
Please, because we have no clue.
But congratulations. All right. Hey, that is a sandwich that I would like to get in on. Shucks.
Let me look at them.
Yeah, they are gorgeous. Gorgeous. Look at
They are a beautiful pair.
Beautiful couple. Like, it is amazing. Beautiful black love. Congratulations to them. If y'all swing, hit up PB&J, because we would love it.
Enjoy.
Yeah. That is a great sandwich right there. Wow. Look
at them. They both are beautiful.
Look at them boobies.
Want to keep going?
Them boobies.
You want to keep going?
Yeah. We can keep going. I'm sorry. I love tits. Tits are beautiful. Tits are great.
But I felt very objectified just now.
You have great tits.
So in other news,
yeah. So in other news, Barbie has unveiled a commemorative Tina Turner Barbie doll to commemorate the 40th anniversary of the release of What's Love Got to Do
40th?
with It. Yes.
What year did that movie come out?
No, the song.
Oh, okay. Woo!
Yeah.
I'm about to say, wait a second.
Not the movie.
That's
the
some
song.
Mandela effect shit right there. If I've ever seen it in my life.
Yeah, the song itself is actually 40 years old. So turning 40 years old this year. So congratulations to Miss Tina Turner, the original, okay? All right, who can never be duplicated or surpassed, in my opinion.
Somebody lying.
What?
That song did not come out 40 years ago.
Oh, 84. So
84.
So that's 30 some odd years.
38. That's 38 years.
38 years. Well, that's what Mattel said. So Mattel, you're wrong. Correct your year, Jones. All right, I got that off Mattel. So,
you won't get me. No, you won't. Talk about some 40 years. That song came out the year I was born. I'm not 40 yet. Barely made 29. Next.
20 years ago. But moving on. Moving on. Megan Thee Stallion. We love Megan Thee Stallion. We love us some Megan. We love Megan. We love Megan.
Come on, you just made it dirty. You just made it dirty. We don't want it no more. Bye, Megan. I'm sorry, Megan. We don't want it no more. You just dirtied it up.
I just say because that's what he does all the time.
I know, like, no, but we don't have to do what he does.
Be like, we love Megan.
No.
Oh goodness, yes.
You can keep it.
But yeah, no.
But Megan, we do love Megan.
We do love Megan. So she hosted Saturday Night Live this past weekend.
Looking good and scrumptious.
Mm-hmm. Not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before that. We're a little bit late on the news. So, just keep that in mind. But yeah. So I think Jack Harlow hosted last night. Hosted and did the musical number, which is what Megan did the week before. So,
nice.
Yeah. So she did great. I haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet. I know it's been a long week. I've been very busy. So we're gonna carve out some time to watch it because we love Megan. She's an ally.
I don't watch Saturday Night Live as often, but like moments like this was like, okay, I'm definitely going to tune in because just from the promo stuff that I saw, she looks really good and is killing it. So I want to go back and
she looked good
make
all the
my
time.
note. Don't she? Anyway,
although the internet ruined her laughing for me because every time she starts to laugh, I keep thinking of this one internet meme with her laughing and it is so
mean. That is so mean.
They double horses neigh over her laughing.
And it looks like it's her neighing when she's laughing.
Yeah. It's hilarious.
It's branded with hot iron onto the skin, into my brain.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
It is. Every time I see her laugh, I just think of that. And it's like I hear horrible. I love Megan though. She's so pretty. So pretty.
So talented too.
Oh, so talented. And she's an ally again. A good one. Not like Jocelyn. Not like Jocelyn. She's a good one. Okay. One of the original judges on Legendary, yes. She actually knew what she was talking about in most cases.
Yeah.
I would say there was a couple times I'm like, lady.
I really enjoyed her on Legendary.
But, yeah.
I'm mad that she left. I was skeptical about Kiki.
She had to go on to bigger and better things.
But Kiki killed it.
Mm-hmm.
She held it down, and she's representing very well.
Yep.
So,
yep.
But we still want Megan.
Yeah, we miss Megan. So,
I miss Megan.
Yeah. So make sure y'all tune in. Go in Peacock if you got it. It's free.
To do what?
You can download Peacock for free and watch it for free. It just got ads.
But what about HBO? Isn't it normally where it's at?
What, SNL?
Oh, you're about SNL.
No, SNL.
I'm thinking about Legendary so I can see some more at Megan.
Yeah, no, you can watch Legendary too. Second season, first 2 seasons with Megan. All right. And yeah. So yeah, we love Megan. Congratulations to all those people who had great things going for them.
Yes.
Miracle and Tyler and Tina with her new Barbie.
Yes.
And Megan, hosting SNL. That is a big achievement, and everything, and also being the musical guest on there, second time for Megan. So she's doing it. So congratulations to all them. Now let us mosey on down the trashy road.
So, to preface this topic,
Yep.
this is going into my list of things I do not want to talk about. In terms of, like, I'm tired of shedding light to ignorance to this type of ignorance, because I just don't want to perpetuate it.
Yeah, we'll shed light on some funny ignorance, like because we
But
covered Wendy Williams.
every now and again, you got some rhetoric that you just have to like call out.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And here we go again with this man.
Yep.
Who
second week in a row he is coming up on Wendy Street trying to
he's trying to drum up some controversy so that way he can run for 2024.
On the that, and he's trying to muscle in on the Great Minds coverage because we know that they watch. We know that they all watch. We know Wendy watches because she tries her best to be on the show all the time. Now Kanye has gotten into it. It's like, yes, let me get on the Great Minds Show and give them something to talk about. That was a nice segue from Tina because let's get up something. Yeah, so that's what Kanye's doing. So yeah, if you haven't heard, Kanye went on. I forgot what the podcast is, but it's hosted by Nori. Okay, former rapper known as Noriega. But I call him Nori for short. So he went on his show and basically, did Kanye all over the place. Like it was terrible. Not only did he double down on his anti-Semitism and basically saying that the Jewish cabal that is running things is blocking him out of entertainment and trying to blackball him out of entertainment. Not only is he talking about that, but he then decided to take a dump on George Floyd's headstone, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
He basically said that George Floyd was killed by fentanyl and not by former police officer Derek Chauvin. Okay. Which is absolutely ridiculously false. There is video of that man dying, under the knee of that cop. And Kanye said, no, it was the fentanyl. So needless to say that, and then also, he called out people who came at his neck previously, like about his whole White Lives Matter line, like Meek Mills and Diddy. He came at their necks in the interview. Which I would love. I can't wait to see the response there. But Nori has since apologized because he went on the Breakfast Club, I think the next day. The Breakfast Club had him on there, and he was explaining how, and basically apologizing to everybody for letting Kanye go on that tangent, and how he realizes that he should have checked him, and said something. However, what made him hesitant was because before the interview started, him and Kanye were having conversations, and Kanye's people were having conversations and making sure that things were okay and that it was going to be a safe, type of interview. And Kanye in that, checkpoint, or Kanye's reps threatened that he would walk out if he felt uncomfortable or anything else like that. And in Nori's words, he didn't want a Birdman moment, like how Birdman walked out on the Breakfast Club when they was calling into question his sexuality.
That's kind of horrible, though. And the reason why I say that is basically just so we can have this big name for ratings on our show, we'll give platform to anti-Semitism and all the other craziness that they know that he's spouting, and then won't even correct him because we want to keep this man on our program, even though what he's spewing is hurtful and harmful. Nah, I'm good.
Right. So yeah, so that is the case right there. In addition to that, Kanye recently bought his own social media platform. No, he didn't go and start Black Twitter.
Of course not.
No, he went and bought a right wing, like comfort zone, is what I want to call it. So you know how Donald Trump has Truth, the Truth app and truth.com or whatever it is called, Well, before Truth, there was a social media platform for conservative folks, is what they like to call themselves, right wing folks, Republicans and crazy yahoos, MAGA Republicans, all those folks. They had their own platform called Parler, and so Kanye went and bought that social media platform. So now he counts himself among the social media moguls, like Elon Musk with Twitter, and Mark Zuckerberg with Meta, and I forgot what the other people, all the other folks that have social media platforms.
China has TikTok. Meta has Instagram.
Mm-hmm. This is Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's again, like we said last week, or like I said last week, I am very much, I think this is again a combination of Kanye's sheltered life and semi-privileged life, and the Kardashian sickness. Yeah.
Yep. And so how people talked about the whole R. Kelly situation and how he should have been indicted, but not only him, but everyone in his camp that enabled him to do what he was doing. I believe that, technically, what indictable crime has Kanye convicted, but I can still hold his camp responsible, because somewhere someone has to be saying, no, you're wrong. This is crazy. This doesn't make sense. It's not based in fact. You're spewing a whole bunch of stuff from a very closed-minded point of view, which we all have the right to our opinions and all, but I just don't see how people, unless of course the people in this camp actually believe this stuff as well, because I have a feeling that Kanye isn't spewing this trying to convince himself, because he's already done that. I think he's trying to convince the world of this craziness that he actually believes.
Yeah. He prescribes to some craziness, and he gathered all this by watching the George Floyd documentary. Now, I haven't seen the George Floyd documentary. All right, and please comment down if you've seen it. Does it give off the impression that he died because of fentanyl? Because I find that very hard to believe, that a documentary that is focused on a man who was killed by a cop during an arrest, paints a picture of him dying of fentanyl instead of the arrest that he actually died of.
Right.
It makes no sense, none whatsoever. So please comment down in the that comment down there and let us know. If you watch the George Floyd documentary, hey, does it say that he died of fentanyl and not Derek Chauvin killing him? So
a person's breath being cut off because of an obstruction of the neck by way of a knee is very much a real thing.
Yeah, that definitely could kill somebody. Not saying that fentanyl can't, but
right. But it's just it's a distraction. They're pulling the Jada Essence Hall. Look over there, type situation.
Yeah, it really is. Yes, it really is. Hence why you should all make sure that you guys register to vote. We keep mentioning it. Midterm elections, folks. You guys need to vote. If you're watching this, make sure you go vote, because you need to vote. Okay, yes. Because your life is on the ballot. Your way of life is on the ballot. Not just that, but democracy and your ability to even have a say in how your life goes is on the ballot. So you need to go vote. Register to vote. All right. Bunch of different places. yourstate.gov. Find out where you need to vote. If registration is still open, I know here in PA it closes on October 27th, I think, or something like that, around there somewhere. But yeah, find out when registration closes. Register to vote. Go vote, and take 10 people with you. All right. But yeah, so that Kanye craziness doesn't, take away,
because
you're right.
It's coming from a place that is, I want to get the right word. Like, it's not just that it's contrived, but it's like there's a group of people who are kind of like spewing the same type of rhetoric.
Mm-hmm.
So it's coming from one place and it's being disseminated amongst a group of people or community of people. Kanye, unfortunately, isn't on an island alone with this way of thinking. And that's why it's important to vote.
Yes. So, Kanye, shut up. Just shut up. Just sit down. Shut up.
You could easily argue and talk about how smart, wise, or knowledgeable you are. But a wise man knows sometimes it's better to say nothing. Kanye, act like you're wise.
Sit down and shut up. So, moving on. All right. So,
no, wait, because I actually believe that Kanye is a genius. I believe he's a genius.
He
but
is
I think
lyrical.
Not beyond lyrical.
Yeah, that's about
beyond
it.
Lyrical.
That's all I'll give him.
No, I think he teeters on that line.
He done punched holes through everything.
Hold on, no, but he teeters on that line between genius and insanity. And when I say teeters, I mean he jumps back and forth. Because when he's like clear-headed and you listen to him think, it may seem like alien shit, but at the end of the day, it actually, some of the stuff actually makes sense. But then he gets into this insanity thing when everyone's praising him for his genius talk that he just starts to go left field. Listen to the man. Go back and listen to some interviews. Some of the stuff that this man says is genius. It's just he teeters on that back and forth on that fence of genius and insanity. He said he was bipolar himself. I'm telling you. And it sucks because you got to sit there and sift through some of the crap to get the good stuff. And as I was saying about Orlando Brown earlier,
how much crap are you willing to sift through?
It depends on the value of the nuggets, the good stuff that he's given. Sometimes it's worth it, sometimes it's not. But what I was about to say is just like we talked about earlier with Orlando Brown, he could be telling the truth, but he shoots his own credibility down.
Well, we were talking off camera. So to bring you guys up to speed real fast, Orlando Brown is back at it. Speaking of Kanye, we're going to toss in the bonus topic. Topic.
Yes.
So, speaking of Orlando Brown, he crazy. He done got me all tongue-tied. Orlando Brown was out there doing an interview. Forgot for who, don't know for who, and stuff like that. But
I think at this point he's just setting up his own phone on the tripod and just acting crazy because the attention is working for him.
He was like talking to he was basically saying that Diddy gave him some schwarm and quote unquote
and
schwarm
and there is no definition for it or schwarm. Now you just can take what it insinuates.
Now he was all like when he was saying schwarm, he was all like, Diddy, like doing all this with his lips. You know what I mean? Like really dropping sexual innuendos.
Saying it without saying it.
Yeah. Yeah, he was dropping some crazy sexual innuendos. So I am
But my thing is because there were rumors about Diddy.
Oh yeah.
There's rumors about a lot of people. But as accurate as
all the people that he's named.
Right. But the thing for me is these tales may be true, but no one's going to take him seriously. And there's always going to be that thought like, did he really? Because his credibility is shot.
And what I was saying is, and I do understand what you mean about the whole Kanye thing, because what I was saying was, now is he actually telling the truth? And because we are all just conditioned to think that he's crazy,
right?
We're looking at him like, you are crazy. There is no way. But he could be telling the truth. I mean, I don't like, as far as him and Little Bow Wow, I can see how that's plausible. Can totally see how that's plausible. Like, because they're never in the same room at the same time ever.
Who, Bow Wow and Lil Mama?
Yeah, nope. Or Lil Bow Wow and Drake. All right, so yeah, but I can see how that's plausible. But did he? Like, I don't know. But yeah, so Kanye, sit down, shut up. Let the Brown keep going. No, but so moving on. Little piece of good news, but we're going to look at it from a different perspective, and we're going to really ask a thought-provoking question and have a thought-provoking discussion, because that's what we do here. So Kevin Hart recently opened his second location for his vegan fast food chain. Okay, because it's a chain now, because he has more than one location over in LA. Okay, not here in Philadelphia, which is, if you don't know, this is where we shoot from. We're in the beautiful city of Philadelphia, city of brotherly love. And so that's great for Kevin. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank
you. For having a successful first location that allowed you the capital and the means to open up a second location. Where I looked at it as, and the question that popped into my head was, okay, now when I'm pretty sure he's going to be all over TV soon around here, because the Eagles are undefeated. And when the Eagles are undefeated, everybody who's from Philly, who's an Eagles fan or whatever likes that, just comes out of the woodwork. You know what I mean? When they lose, they just go, they pay no attention. But as soon as they're winning and everything else like that, I mean, Kevin Eubanks was on the news, Bradley Cooper has been at all the games in the owner's box. Like, where were you guys at when, whatever? And y'all are celebrities. Y'all can afford to be with the team when the team loses, compared to a lot of these other fans who spend everything that they have in order to be with the team all the time. So don't be fair weather fans, celebrities. Don't be. That pisses me off. But
real quick, since you mentioned that, I actually sat and watched the Eagles game.
Famous person coming on, be a bandwagon.
I told my son that I would sit down and watch the game with him. Last week we sat down and we watched the game together.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Good for you. Good for you. I am in hell because the Eagles are undefeated, which is terrible for me. Hell on earth.
So for those of you who don't know, which I don't know who doesn't know this, I am not a sports person at all. And I enjoyed the game for the sake of the game, and not just because of the people playing the game.
You were watching butts, weren't you?
I was watching the ball too.
I knew it.
No, but I was actually into the game. That was just an incentive to watching the game.
Follow the bouncing butts. That's how you get the gays in there. NFL right there. There you go. Market it. And then hire me. Copyright Stoney Greatness Incorporated. So my thing is, when I read the article and everything, I congratulations to Kevin. Sounds like a great success. And that it has a lot of potential for rapid growth, especially with the rapid growth in a lot of folks being vegan and people embracing, vegan lifestyle and everything else. But my thing is that when I read that, I couldn't help but feel left out. And
I understand that.
And reason why, not me personally, I looked at it from a community aspect. I mean, yes, everyone knows that I am the biggest, fan of my home state. You know what I mean? And I rep it to the fullest. You cut me, I bleed blue and gold, because, I love Delaware, is where I'm from. But like, Philly is my home. It's my community. And I do my best to be good, you know what I mean, within the community the best way that I can. And I can honestly say that if given the opportunity and the means, I would genuinely try to do something, within this community of importance and of meaning and of significance, in order to give back to this place who kind of opened their, not necessarily, I wouldn't say necessarily open their arms. The people who welcomed me here, friends included, they made me feel comfortable here, and and made it feel home. You know what I mean? Made it feel like home. So I would want to give back in everything. But Kevyn Hart, on the other hand, not this one. All right. Decided to open up, places out in LA. Now, granted, I don't know everything that Kevyn Hart does here. I know that he went to the arts high school, didn't he?
I don't know.
When he was here. I know that he does a lot for the high school that he graduated from here. I believe it was the art school, but I know that he does a lot for that high school. What I'm saying is, like, because for one thing, I know that this community there's a lot of folks in the community who are looking for who are looking for jobs. You know what I mean? A lot of folks who need jobs.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think that, and Philly is a food, is a top food city here in America. Like, some of the best restaurants in the entire country reside here in Philadelphia.
Yeah, he went to George Washington High School.
Okay, George Washington High School. I know he does a lot over there. They got a lot of stuff. They got a lot of new stuff. So he put a lot of money into that.
Wow,
school.
He's only 5 years older than me.
Yeah. So, but my thing is, why didn't he do that here? And I posed that question to Kevyn. I was like, why is it that it seems like a lot of famous Philly folk get famous and then they run the other way? They run the other way and then they stay away. And you brought up, some names and everything. I brought up some names. I brought up Will Smith. He's not
Jill Scott, Jasmine Sullivan. I mean, there's a lot of people. These are just like Black people from Philly. There's a lot of like other famous, like was it Bradley
Cooper? Yeah. Delco.
It's more than what's coming to my mind right now.
If we're including the local area from Delaware, Ryan Phillippe. He's from Newcastle, Delaware.
I mean, there's plenty.
His parents still live in Delaware, but he doesn't.
I mean, the point is, like, there are plenty of celebrities who hail from Philadelphia or the Philadelphia area, the tri-state area, who, once they're gone, most times don't look back.
Right.
And the question is why? And I think, to be fair, we should take into consideration that there may have been some type of charities or other community things that they have done within the city of Philadelphia. Because I know that there's some, like Charlie Mack is always doing something in Philly to give back the roots. They always do things to give back.
Mm-hmm.
So there are people who do. But then those others, it's like, is there an obligation to? That's my question. Like, are they obligated to? What if a person works hard to succeed, to get away from something that they may not have been found to be a favorable city to them? Are they obligated to come back to that city and give and donate?
I am very much of the school of thought that if you if you talk the talk, then you need to walk the walk. If you rep a place, be about that place. You know what I mean? I am okay with you saying, oh, like right now, I love Delaware. Like, you're using me for example. Love Delaware. It's where I'm from, but Philly's home. You know what I mean? I tell people that all the time. Would I love to have the opportunity, and if I, hit the Powerball, or we come up with an awesome show idea like this one that, a major network like any of y'all that's watching, especially you Viacom, because you struck us, like any of y'all watching right now could pick up and, pay us a bunch of money to do what we do for, millions and millions of people around the world, because that's how many people would watch us, billions. So yeah. Would I, once I had the means, would I go back? Yes, I would go back and do something. I would, because I had the means and everything. Would I run away?
You doing all right? Let's take it back. You doing that is you being altruistic or charitable, and that's awesome. But were you required to? Is there an expectation that because you have riches now or you have fortune that you have to go back to your community and create opportunities for other people?
I don't think that there is an obligation, no. But I think that there is a level of, like, when you make it a point to brand yourself and carry a certain banner, then yes, it's kind of expected. It's kind of expected, because if you brand yourself as Mr. Philly, you know what I mean, and stuff like that, and you tell everybody, oh, I'm from Philly and stuff like that, and Philly is home, and Philly made me who I am, Philly's the reason why I'm successful, and everything else like that, and everything, like, you put that S on your chest for this city, you know what I mean? You put it there. True. You know what I mean? Because you could have easily just, played down the fact that you were from Philly. Yeah, I'm from Philly. You don't have to be all like, you know what I mean? Like, but I just think that
side note, I appreciate that he does rep the city the way he does.
Oh yeah, no, like, I mean, be proud of where you're from, just like I am. Be proud of where you're from.
Yeah,
but like I said, there's an expectation.
His caliber of celebrity to be able to say, "Yo, no, I'm from Philly," and stand strong and proud. I mean, you're doing something for Philly just in that. To be honest with you, because we got a lot of bad representation too. So for that to be I'm grateful.
Yeah, no. I mean, he does, he does put a lot of spotlight on the city and stuff like that. A lot of folks put a lot of spotlight on the city. I mean, Will Smith put a big spotlight on this city. Joe Frazier put a big spotlight on this city. Like, everybody that, reps Philly. But like I said, when you carry a banner, there is an expectation, that
I'm sorry, because I just know that he's not the only celebrity from Philly that has made it and made it off well to say that, oh, he has to create opportunities in it. Like, could you imagine if they all did that? And my thing is, don't just single him out.
What a great city that what like all the opportunities that could happen if,
like, you think about all of the jobs that could be created in our city, all the spaces and communities that need to be rebuilt, streets need to be the architecture of the streets or whatever, or infrastructure, education, medication, or the medical. Like, there's so many opportunities across the city that could be created if given those opportunities by not just Kevin Hart, but like all of the celebrities that are from here, or the politicians that are doing good that are from here. Like, yeah, what are they doing? I just don't think we should single Kevin Hart out. Congrats to him.
Yeah, congrats to him. But yeah, like I said, this opens to everybody. So you let us know down in the comments too what you think. I mean, our hometown, not necessarily, and I don't want to call them hometown handouts, but it's more or less, hey, this is my hometown. I'm gonna, do some things. Like, that's the reason why there are certain families' names all over certain cities, like New York, Rockefeller. You know what I mean? Pittsburgh,
which brings up another
Carnegie,
point. That brings up another point, because there are people who live in the city who are probably more well off than Kevin Hart, who can do more. They're not famous. They may not be like a major comedian or politician. They just happen to have and I'm not saying that they don't, because again, that's why you see different names on different monuments or different buildings, because they invested their money to a school, or they invested it to this community. So, I mean, there are people that do it, but I just don't. Again, I don't think we should single a person out.
Right.
I'll often say in business, you should do what you're passionate about, And for him to create a vegan restaurant is something he's passionate about, and he's in LA, so that's where he is. So for me, it makes sense for him to do it where he lives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and from a business aspect, I also think that would be a viable concept here in Philadelphia. I do. I don't think that I think that it's more or less a desire. You got to want to do it. You know what I mean? Just like I want to do it. Like, so I would make a way to do it, but you got to want to do it. He wanted to do it out there in LA. Good for him. But would you say that you can only be successful outside of your hometown?
No.
No.
I think that you can definitely find success within your hometown. Me specifically, I feel like it was a long time coming, but for the longest, I didn't want to not be in Philadelphia because I know the systems. I know whose elbows to rub up against. I know how to maneuver on the streets. It's just a very good place for me to be because I can make it work, and I have, and that's in different fields or different professions. So I think that put a little time in, you can be very successful in your own city if the work that you're doing and the genre makes sense within your community.
Yeah, no, I definitely, think that anybody could be successful anywhere here in America.
And I find that with celebrities specifically, especially when they leave the city and come back, I think they can be more successful in their city because now they've gained this celebrity, and now the city that didn't really embrace them or didn't know who they were before, it's like, oh, that's our own, and we just tend to embrace them more.
Mm-hmm. Right. Hence why I definitely feel like it would be, because people, like so many Black people would have been eating at Kevin Hart's vegan restaurant. Like, oh, this is Kevin Hart's vegan restaurant, I need to go. Even if it would be like a thing.
So Kevin Hart is from Philly. He know how Philly people be if they don't like it, because they want some meat. Maybe that was a smart business move on Kevin's part.
Like I said, yes, but I also think that it would be, I think that it would be good, especially if he put it up over like around Penn. Like it would have did well. It would did really well there.
Yeah,
really well in that area. Even up on Temple.
Yeah. Any of the universities.
Mm-hmm. Yep, up at St. Joe's too.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. It would have been. It would have worked. LaSalle. They really don't have any real shopping places around there. That's like Germantown. But yeah. So yeah, and I don't think getting back to real fast, so that it's because people will say, well, I don't want people to look at me like, oh, well, you left Delaware and stuff like that. Yeah, yes, I left Delaware. Yes, I did. Am I more successful outside of Delaware than than being in Delaware? Yes, and I say this too because this also factors in. I would have been way more distracted with family drama being in Delaware, whereas up here I have that distance. That distance allows me to think rationally and make more rational decisions instead of unrational decisions. And it's like that distance helps, and it helps me stay focused on the things that I need to stay focused on.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes, even though, they're family and I love them, you know what I mean? The drama that comes with them can be overwhelming and distracting. And because it's your family and you want to take care of them and you want to defend them and you want what's best for them, because they've done everything that they can to make sure that you're fine and everything. It's like you go a little bit overboard, especially with me.
I have this thing about living for yourself, and A lot of times we don't. We're afraid to disappoint our family members, our friends, our school teachers, people that we've looked up to, or that we feel like we're trying to carve out a piece of life for, like our children, our nieces, nephews, godchildren. And all of that is great and amazing. But I think, and this does tie to the story, that you have to live for you, what makes you happy.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's creating a vegan restaurant on the moon, if that's what's going, you may never even see it. But if you knowing that you did something that's going to give you peace and it's going to make you a better person for the people in your life, then by all means do that.
Do what you got to do.
As long as it's not hurting you or anyone else, I encourage it.
Right.
So yeah, I'm all for things like, so because you're talking about like the distance and family or whatever like that, and you're talking about Kevin Hart building something, and it may not even be that deep for him. It may just be like, hey, here's this place over here. I can, move my restaurant to another location now, and you maybe just that simple. But at the same time, maybe he did put into consideration, like, I should do one in Philly. Nah, not the time.
Right.
If that's what gives him peace at night.
Yeah.
He's harmed nobody by not doing it. He just hasn't helped anybody, but he's harmed nobody by not bringing restaurant to Philly.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I just think that is a good conversation to have, period, because like I said, we see a lot of people blow up and then it's like, and everything. So it's a great conversation to have as far as,
I got a question now, because you say that you use the word blow up. So it's like, how successful do you have to be before you can like comfortably put something like that in place? Like in your head, I've reached this specific tax bracket and I can.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, you're not going to define that or quantify it?
Oh, quantify it, like, I mean, I would say that Kevin Hart, and using Kevin Hart as an example, he probably is in the he's I want to say he is probably he has to be in the top 10 highest paid actors in Hollywood. He has to be inside of the top 10. I mean, one thing I know about folks that work with The Rock, which he has multiple times now, is that The Rock does try his best to make sure he takes care of himself first. But he does try to make sure that his co-stars are paid, pretty good.
I just looked up his net worth. Kevin Hart is paid pretty well.
Yeah. Like I'm like, he's probably making at least $2.5 to $3 million a day. Like I would say that his net worth, he's like worth half of it. Like I would say 200 million. Was his net worth around 200 million? More than that?
This man is making $1.2 million a day.
Ah, there you go.
He's worth $450 million.
450 million. Good. 450 for you, Kevin.
And that's as of October 3rd this year.
Wow, 450 million. So yeah, so in my opinion, once you've gotten to that
he's almost at $500 million.
Right. Once you've gotten, because The Rock is above a little bit above $500 million. All right, because he owns a sports league. So, I'm like, he's a little bit up, he's up there. So when he's in Rock, Will Smith, territory as far as
income.
Yeah. So, and Will Smith has diverse streams because he's still getting music royalties.
Yep.
I think that he's reached the point where it's kind of like, so I would say once you've hit $250 million in net worth, it is now time. And that's where I would be in my head. Honestly, I would try to do it a little bit sooner than $250 million. But
I always think if I hit the lottery and it's like a low number, like 5 million,
mm-hmm.
I would create something in a community, like my altruistic side would create a shelter or a community center
Mhm.
or something, or some type of service to help people. If I had 5 million, so I can only imagine someone who's sitting on almost $500 million. We have the resources. What's stopping you from? All right, my whole argument has changed now. It won't hurt you to drop 2 million on anything.
And I'm pretty sure that you could grease some wheels here in Philadelphia because you Kevin Hart, you got the clout anyway, to pop up a restaurant, like I said, on one of these college campuses, and
you could pop up a restaurant on every college campus in the city.
Yeah, and employ people from the community, because people would be hyped to work for you.
It would be an investment because you would still make money off of it. It's not even a charity. You're making money off of it.
Right.
You just are giving opportunity to others.
Right. Yeah, and then that gives you a foothold to really try to be the vegan McDonald's, you know what I mean, and have a leg up on that.
Hopefully not vegan McDonald's though. He's talking in terms of franchise.
As far as
because
global, you know what I mean, dominance of their particular market, as far as that vegan fast food market, like that, he could be on the verge of that. I mean, look at 50 Cent. 50 Cent put in $1 million into vitamin water. Okay, $1 million, and bought that $1 million basically bought him, I think, 45% of that company. When Coca-Cola came, right, they bought vitamin water for $1.5 billion.
Wow.
41% of $1 billion is what 50 Cent got from that. Like, so it could happen. All right. Like, and you got to be a savvy business person, power to 50. All right. Because he's a savvy business model, yeah. So I just, he's in the stratosphere where he can honestly do something, and make something happen, So, yeah. He's in the stratosphere where he can honestly partner with people to become an NFL owner. Like, so.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that he definitely could have given back. A little bit more.
What else you got for me?
So I saw this video up more. So speaking, third week in a row, sports talk on the show. We had a little sports talk earlier, but it was him.
I know, right?
Yeah. So
Eagles won 26-17 or something like that.
No one cares. So
no, wait, I gotta get that right.
No, you don't. It's okay.
No. Give me a second.
This is why it's unbearable in Philadelphia, because what's really unbearable is that
I was right. 26-17.
There are people who are running around. The Eagles have won 6 games. Okay, it is a 17-game season. Okay, running around.
They beat the Cardinals 20-17. The Jaguars 29-21.
The Jaguars, the team that picked first a couple years ago, because they're terrible. Like, so I'm like. They had one of the easiest schedules in the league.
They beat the Lions, the Vikings, the Commanders.
Those are all crap teams.
Dolphins beat them 48-10. They beat the Browns. The Jets beat them. Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about.
And y'all always beat the Jets. The Eagles are undefeated against the New York Jets. Like, the team has never lost to the New York Jets. So whenever y'all got the Jets on the schedule, that's a win. Like, it's stupid. But anyway, getting on to what we were looking at, because Eagles fans are like, Super Bowl! No, you're not. Not this year. God, no.
Why are you hating, though?
Because don't.
Is your team going to the Super Bowl?
Probably.
Not.
Tom Brady's our quarterback. He's played in more Super Bowls than the rest of the league combined.
You talk about the old man, right?
He's still winning, though. He's still winning. Don't hate a winner, and you can't fight.
It's too many young guys who are really good at what they're doing.
You can't fight fate, and the fate said that Tom Brady is the GOAT. So he's still doing it. So,
the oldest of all time.
Mm-hmm. He's still doing it though. Still winning.
Wasn't he supposed to retire?
He was, but he decided not to, and he's still winning. So anyway, but speaking of football, one of my idols growing up, okay, who I don't know if I ever want to meet, because they always say don't meet your heroes. I
Yeah, I
honestly
would
don't
agree.
know if I ever want to meet Deion Sanders. But anybody who knows me knows that Deion Sanders was one of my football idols. He went to my favorite.
I didn't know that.
He went to my favorite college. Yep, which is Florida State University Seminoles. Let's go. So he is now the head coach at Jackson State University. He's been the head coach there for a few years now. It's a big deal. His son goes there. His son is actually the starting quarterback. And his son is actually the highest paid college athlete because of the whole name, image, and likeness, or what they call NIL or NILs, that college football has allowed, because now guys can cash in on their, on their college football cachet.
Yeah.
Which is good for them, because college is expensive. I forgot what his name is. What is it? Deion Sanders' son really doesn't need the cachet because he's Deion Sanders' son. But and the college is paying him like $4 to $5 million a year just to coach. So he's okay. He's okay, but he's making his own money. So good for him at the end of the day. He's spreading it around to his teammates, which I appreciate. He gets his teammates a bunch of gifts, which I really, really appreciate him for that. Shador Sanders is his name. But there's a video from a recent interview where a interviewer, who, I want to preface this, Deion Sanders and the interviewer are cool off the camera. They hang out a lot and everything, according to the statement that was released by Deion Sanders following the release and the viral buzz around the video. But the interviewer starts to interview Deion Sanders, and when he does, Deion Sanders basically is like telling him, "You're not being yourself. You're not being authentic. You need to talk to me like, you know what I mean? Don't talk to me all like, oh, well, hello, coach." You need to be like, "Hey, what's up, coach?" Like you was talking with me earlier.
Yeah.
Basically calling him out on what we've now dubbed and what has been commonly referred to as, for him, code switching. Okay. Now, for those of you that don't know what code switching is, for our white folks who love our show,
I think it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
But again, for those who may not know.
Yeah, code switching is when we, put on a more proper tone. And
yo, what's good, bro?
Pronunciate.
Oh my gosh, hey, how are you?
Yeah, we pronunciate things like ringing instead of ringing. You see different. Yeah. All right. Yeah,
it's a real thing.
Yeah, I'm hanging with my homie. I'm not hanging with my homie. It's a difference. So we enunciate. We finish full words.
Sometimes
we talk with punctuation.
Sometimes we finish a whole sentence with one syllable.
Yeah, like we tone down the ebonics. In other words, is what a lot of folks will say.
Oh, you talk about when we code switch? Yeah,
yeah. When we code switch, we turn it down and we put on a more English spin, I guess is what you could call it. But not English, more American English, to make the white folks feel comfortable, like we're talking with them, and try to disarm any things, because when they hear thug talk or hood talk, what's up, bull? Like they get white folks that clutch their pearls and get all up in arms and stuff like that, like we're being aggressive when we're just saying hi. We're not being aggressive. Like,
which, to go to the story, it's like Deion Sanders is saying, yo, that's not how you talk to me. We were just having a conversation. Why are you switching up now? Talk to me the way you was just talking to me.
And the interview response was, well, I am talking to you, coach. I'm trying to be professional. Like, I can't just go, yo, what's up, coach? You know what I mean? I got to be professional here because we're on the air, and he's like, no, be authentic and everything. And so it looked uncomfortable. Okay. I can tell you that I would have been uncomfortable, especially if I was the interviewer guy. That interviewer guy, friend or no friend, you dressing me down on my job.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're going to have a problem.
But see, here's my next thing. Deion Sanders has been in this position millions of times before, where he's being interviewed by colleagues, strangers, friends. He knows that when that camera's on, it's just a part of the job. It's a part of the gig. There's a certain diction. There's a certain diction that people on camera use.
Dion knows because you watch video footage, and I can't wait till somebody puts this out there. Somebody needs, and I challenge you, internet. Somebody needs to put up a clip of Dion on his ESPN days.
Great point.
And how he talks then while he was on the air compared to how he talked now. You will see the difference, in the way that Dion presented himself and presented his words while he was being paid that ESPN money.
I'm glad you said it like that. While he was collecting that check, he knew exactly how to pronounce every syllable, every word he enunciated properly.
Exactly.
Because that was what was paying his bills. Mm-hmm. So now that the shoe's on the other foot, someone else that he's associated with is code switching, which I kind of get his point though. Kind of. Like, I understand, like, this is this man's job. He's making his money. He's doing what you did when you was on ESPN. But it's the idea of, why do I have to code switch? Why are we put in this position where you can't just say what you need to say the way you normally would say it? You have to dress it up to appease a certain audience. It sucks. And it's like, I guess to some extent, Deion thinks he's holding this man accountable.
Yeah, it's about that, because the sponsors don't want to be sponsoring the car dealership who's owned by, this kind of person. Like he doesn't want to, be, associated with that. Like, he's not going to spend his money advertising or paying for advertising on the school's campus, in the school's programs and stuff like that. He's not going to, buy one of those boxes up at the top of the stadium, on the one side, on the other side of the press box, that they be selling to folks. So like, it's one of those situations where you don't want to cut off your nose to spite your face,
right?
Because you have to make sure that the sponsorship dollars come in.
I also think that there's a platform for everything as well. Mm-hmm. Like, you have other types of sports networks that will be just as chill as we are. You have others that you have to dress in a uniform, so to speak.
Right.
Certain jobs require certain uniforms, and I think that in sports entertainment, there's a space for that type of entertainment and reporting.
Right. Yes. Black folks, and I think black folks, we gotta stop making fun of other black folks because they speak in complete sentences and with proper English. That is a talent that is necessary to move about in this world. Okay. So we shouldn't be looking down on people or making it difficult for them.
I think that at the end of the day, as long as you're being true to who you are at heart, right. What I'm doing between the hours of 9 and 5 is my job, and outside of that, as long as I'm being true to who I am,
exactly,
and I'm not selling myself out to do that 9 to 5, then by all means.
Yeah, but don't screw with my job either, because unless you pay me, don't screw with my job. If I code switch on the job, then I'm on the job. Are you going to pay my paycheck, sir? Yeah. Like, so like you said, respect boundaries,
exactly.
Understand that there's a place and a time. Don't screw with nobody else's job, and let people be who they are.
Because they're going to be. And if you try to interfere with that, you won't be a part of their going to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
if that's your concern.
And then they're going to get so angry at you that they're going to write a book about you, and talk mad stuff about your book, which is what you don't do.
No,
in your book,
I think I talk more dirt about myself than anybody else in my book. Oh, and there's some dirt in there. I just feel like if you want to know the dirt that's in the book, you guys should go to KevynM.com and purchase your copy of A Life of Lust, Memoirs of the Porn Star, to find out the dirt that I wrote about myself. And say what? Where are you pointing to?
KevynM.com, where you can purchase your book today.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of the GreatMines Show with myself, King Kevyn, and Stoney Greatness here. Another great conversation. Join us again next Sunday when we'll be back with some more great conversation.
Thank y'all for coming. God bless you.